Hello everyone, we are back at Polyface. We are here attending the Weston A Price Healthy Future Conference. Today's going to be a good day. Kind of gonna get ready for the tour. Let's kind of congregate over here. I'm Joel, and we've got a 1-hour tour, and then we'll migrate to the Hoop 5 up there for the activities of the day. But again, we're just so delighted that you're here. I'll get another crack at you this afternoon. Right now, we're going to talk about Polyface in the winter. We're well known for animals on pasture, grass-based livestock, all this other stuff. But what happens when you have 30 inches of snow? What happens when it's 0? And the chill factor is, minus 15. A lot of these pasture systems are not real friendly at that point to the animals, any more than to us. And so
he agrees.
So what we're going to do this morning is take just a quick look at some of our winter type infrastructure, chickens on deep bedding. So let's start going through and we'll touch each of these. So we're going to start here with the hoop houses, and the hoop houses were developed for winter housing for the chickens in the winter time. But they obviously can be used in dual purpose. We have rabbits in there. We have rabbits up here, up above. So you get the permaculture stacking concept. The hoop house that we're going to be meeting in today, you can also have events. And as soon as we vacate, like tomorrow, we're going to be cleaning that out, putting in about 18 inches of chips, and we're going to be putting about 200 hogs in there for the winter. Some of them would have already been there if it weren't for the today. So they're pigs in waiting, not ladies in waiting, pigs in waiting, to come into their winter quarters. And so in all of these structures, you're going to see deep bedding. Back when we were here in August, this used to be full of tomatoes, corn, melons, and now it is full of chickens and rabbits on deep bedding, 18 inches of fresh wood chips, and the rabbits and the chickens are going to create nutrient-dense compost.
Myself, I'm Hilda Labrador, also known as Holistic Hilda. I am the host and producer of the Wise Traditions podcast. And so I'm just going to, thank you. First of all, we want to also just give a huge thank you to Joel Salatins and Polyface for hosting us. Yeah, when we found out we didn't have a hotel, I was like, wait, I have a friend. And I have a feeling that he feels as we do, that nothing's going to stop us. So we also want to thank, obviously, the Weston Price Foundation pulled this whole thing off as well. The sun, it's such a simple thing. And what I do is I get out within 30 to 45 minutes of sunrise. Farmers do this naturally, but I live in the city. So anyway, but I get out there and I just spend at least 15 minutes, if not more, letting the sun hit my eyes, and it kind of syncs everything up, you guys. It syncs up your circadian rhythm with nature, and it energizes your mitochondria, and suddenly I find I'm more energetic than usual, which is, something. Sally said it's hard to believe. But no, it's really amazing, and it helps. Oh, it does so many things. It helps define your muscles. Actually, it boosts or supports your immune system. You know how we're saying we need more vitamin D, and that people who have more vitamin D are less likely to contract COVID, or they will handle it better. There's a great source of vitamin D right there. So I recommend getting as much sunlight as you can. How did you become the fit farmer? What happened? You used to be a bodybuilder. How'd you get into this?
So my story and journey of becoming the fit farmer actually started completely opposite of anything related to fitness and farming. I didn't grow up with the farming background like Joel or anything homesteading wise. I actually had never grown anything until I was probably like in my mid-20s. So my wife and I, we got married, then we bought our first house together, and our goal was to, like, we're going to have a garden. I'm like, I want to have my first garden, and that was a real good milestone for us, and I was able to do that. Wasn't super successful at first. I still remember planting some seeds in that garden bed, and something was sprouting, and I was happy. And then my mother-in-law, who is pretty familiar with growing things, she's like, that's grass. But I didn't let that grass failure stop me. I continued on, and in our small urban plot, we just started growing more, and then we started growing kids, and I began to be even more interested about food and our food production and having that connection. So we got to the point where my wife and I, we were like, we had two kids at this point, and we were like, we just want to move out of the city. We want to be more connected to our food and give our kids the opportunity to have a different lifestyle where they grow up knowing where food comes from and having that connection. So from there, we moved out of the city, bought a yurt, and we live in our yurt with my family on some family property. And we started our homestead for there, and it's been almost 7 years ago now that we started that journey. So I went from, for those of you who don't have any homesteading background, farming background, growing anything background, don't let that stop you from doing something, because you can do it. In whatever capacity, you can grow something. Even if it's just in your kitchen window, you can do it.
How did your health change? You talked a little bit about that, but did you notice that the food that you were growing yourself was even more nourishing than what you were eating before?
Totally. I noticed that my energy level got better. I would just say even outside of my personal health, but noticing the health of my children, knowing what I went through and my siblings went through and the diet that we ate, our children have none of those issues. They don't have allergy issues, none of it.
Why did you drive all the way here from North Carolina?
This is why. It's been months since I've seen people like this. Another part of the lessons that I learned with homesteading is that we need people. Yes. We need community. I think a lot of people start getting into homesteading because they want to get away from people. And I must say, I was kind of partly that person too. I wouldn't say I just necessarily thrive on having a party or something like that. But you know what? As time has gone, especially this year, I have grown to see that it is not good for man to be alone, any of us, man, woman, that we need people. We need this interaction for us to be healthy in our stable minds, that we need to be able to see each other. We need to see the full face. We need to see that. We need to see those smiles. It is so important. I love each of you. I see each and every single one of you as precious. I see each and every one of you made in God's image. Mm-hmm. And I so value that. Each of us reflect that. I believe it's 2 Corinthians 3:18 maybe, talks about the image that we reflect. Each and every single one of you reflect that here. Every one of you. Never forget that.
Thank you, Mike.
Is this the cheese from the Squitcher?
Yes, it is. We are so glad that this event happened today.
I am a person who is very shocking. I've made a lot of shocking claims over the years. For example, I claimed that cholesterol was not the enemy but our best friend, and that healthy life was not possible without saturated animal fats. Then I declared that raw milk was not only extremely healthy but safer than industrial milk. And when the big soy industry was pushing this wonderful new product, Mary and I said, hey, wait, this product is toxic and it's not safe. So today, I'm making another shocking statement. And that statement is, there is no such thing as a contagious disease. It's pretty shocking, huh? At least in the sense of a contagious bacteria or viruses. Bacteria or viruses do not cause disease. Sometimes, under certain conditions, they will produce toxins, but that's the fault of the conditions. It's not the fault of the bacteria or virus. Now, before I get into this, let me say that I am not minimizing the sickness that many people have encountered today. I've gotten a lot of kind of nasty emails saying, oh, so-and-so in my family died. They really suffered. You're minimizing this. You're making fun of it. And not at all. What's going on today is not just a bad case of the flu. It's not just poor hospital care. It's not just bad testing, when the testing is horrible. But it is a very serious sickness. People who die of this sickness on autopsy, they find that the lungs are completely disintegrated. Folks, the viruses don't do things like that.
Healthy Future Conference was an amazing conference today. We're at the end of it. Everyone's saying their goodbyes. I can't say enough how awesome Weston A. Price Foundation is. I met a lot of awesome people today. It's like family here. It was amazing. I hope you guys enjoy today's vlog. Hope everyone has a good day or a good night. Stay safe. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.